so I'm about to do some unusual content for my channel. I just realized that a lot of sounds over here, so I'm gonna try to move a bit away from that. So look at that. Look at this moth right here. Let's see if I can focus on it. I think it's a moth anyway. Let me get that one back. Oh, there it goes. It's flown away. But it's not, but it was. Oh wait, it's back. Look at that. I don't know what kind of moth it is, but I do know what kind of plant this is. So this right here is a Biden's Alba. You can see these flowers and these like kind of spiky. Hold on, let me see if I can focus a bit. Yeah, these spiky seeds right here. It's like seeds with the two prongs on them, and then these simple white flowers, or kind of simple white flowers there, in the Asteraceae family. So they have like these compound flowers in here. So like this yellow part. That's actually a bunch of little flowers. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this is kind of the subject of the video today. I can show you that's really common around here. So like you can see it. This is Biden's Alba. This is Biden's Alba. And like the patch goes all the way over to here. All the way there. But I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to show you that's really common. If I come over here, I'm going to walk past so much more. Like all these white flowers that you see, this is all Biden's Alba. Alright, so really common. I could go a bit further. But yeah. So yeah, it's a native plant here, considered a weed. But today, I'm with Max right here. But today I'm going to be actually cooking some of it. Not these specific, like this is actually the kind that you want right here. Like how it has no flowers, because usually when plants get their flowers, the leaves start to lose their flavor. So you want to get them before they flower, and it's a bit hard to identify when they're flowering, but I can pretty easily tell that it's Biden's Alba. This isn't meant to be a foraging guide, so I'm not gonna give you much information about that. I'm gonna link a little something in the description below to maybe help you. To maybe help you if you're interested in finding some on your own. But the main thing I really want to emphasize here is just how easy this is. So I think it's like especially if you're trying to identify it for seeds, I think it's generally an easy plant to identify. And you can take the seeds and like it's really easy to grow. Like I kind of just like threw them in a pot. They sprouted one day, and then I just decided to start watering them, and I repotted them once, and that was it. I could actually, please don't try to get the squirrel. I could probably do a lot better if I wanted to, but it made for a good sample. Yeah. So I'm gonna get back to my house. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna harvest. What I have growing in my pot. I'm gonna show you that, and then I'm gonna cook it. But yeah, basically, the whole thing I'm trying to look at him. So yeah, the whole thing I'm trying to emphasize here is that it's really easy. It's really easy to grow. It's really easy to cook, and I think it's really rewarding. And there's another tortoise back there. Oh, you can't really see it, but yeah. It really easy to grow, really easy to cook, and it's rewarding. Don't growl at the tortoise. Come on. Well, but yeah. I don't want to drag this out too much. I'm gonna get back to my house. I'm gonna show you how I cook it, try to describe the flavor and stuff, and I'll give you a little bit of bonus content for anyone who's like really interested in doing it themselves. So these are the items, and as you can see here, that focuses well. Yep. These are starting to bud their flowers. If I had to guess based on the growth rate, they'll be ready to be pollinated in about a week. Right. Now, if you look down here to this one, the second largest one, Actually, you probably won't be able to see it very well, but like right in the middle of those growing leaves, there seems to be another flower bud coming up. Yeah, I'm not sure at what point in the flowering process the leaves start to lose their flavor, but since I've seen the slightest bud on this one, I'm gonna start harvesting. I'm letting this one flower just so I can get more seeds from it, and of course, like let bees get nectar from it and stuff. I think that's good. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to what do you call it? To harvest all of them. I might leave some leaves for it to like grow again. You know, enough leaves for it to actually like reliably grow back to a decent size. But I'm definitely gonna harvest most of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut up over both of my hands. For the most part, I'm gonna cut like right about here. As you can see, like so I get some of the stem. You know, it might be a bit fibrous. Um, it might be considered a little bit fibrous, but it is going to be cooked. I think it'll be fine, especially since it won't be the majority of the greenery. I think with like leaves like this though, this one has a thicker stem. This one right here, I'm gonna cut a bit closer to where the leaves start. So I'll do something just like that. You can see I got that decently cut, and I'll do that for the rest of the ones I want to harvest. So it's a pretty simple recipe. Chicken, vitamins cooked together, and then lemon pepper and and garlic powder. Yeah. So I'll kind of just speed through it, I guess. At this point, it's cooled down a bit, so I'm gonna add the vitamins. So I'm just gonna put them in. I might want to turn it down a bit more. I'm gonna see. Oh, I can smell it. It smells like I guess kale maybe? I don't remember. I don't know what kale smells like, but I think this is what kale smells like. Oh goodness, it's sticking to the spoon. Is it? Not much. Kind of does look like it's losing a bit like Smith. This isn't what was said to happen, but I did kind of expect it. Because like I said, it seems like I watered it just a little before to like give it like maximum moisture. I think like if there's moisture in it, that's gonna partially come out, and that's just gonna make it reduce in size. Kind of hard to show with one hand, but I can work with it. So a little bit of lemon pepper, just like that. Again, one-handed is difficult. That should be fine. And we opened up the garlic here. I'm not gonna just okay. I'll put a little bit on the plate here. There we go. And smoke a little over. That should be good. I'm worried I put a little bit too much pepper, but we'll see how it tastes. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna put this down so I can stir better. It's quite good. What would you say it tastes like? I think you're good at this than me.
It tastes a bit like spinach. It was definitely different. Yeah. It's just reminiscent of spinach.
I don't want to have too much because I have to share a bit. But because that taste test basically. But
A bit like spinach, a little bit like kale.
that's exactly what I said. It's like in between spinach and kale in terms of like use.
Yeah. I don't know, that's delicious.
Very good. So the cooking of the Biden's Alba went really well. I have Mika with Mika right now. There's a few extra things I want to say. So first of all, the main takeaway, goodness, you're tangled. So the main takeaway I want you to get from this is that it's really easy to do, right? So easy to find, easy to identify, easy to also grow yourself, and easy to cook, right? So I think, if you really want to get into either foraging or gardening, this is a really good candidate for you to try out. I think there may be some easier plants or whatever, but I think this is a really good one. Something that's cool to know about is that it is at least in Florida, the third most major source of pollen around here. Now I think first place goes to citrus. Now the Bidens are third place, and the O's are pretty easy to grow, as I said. Oh goodness, Miko. I was growing the ones in my pot for about 3 months. I think that's about what you can expect for a good harvest if you're growing it yourself, whether it's in a pot or if it's just in your yard. I would recommend in your yard if you can, but if you don't really have yard space available, as I've shown, a pot works fine. Although I'd use a bigger pot than the one that I have, and I would have more than 3 plants, which once the largest one I have actually goes to flower, I'm gonna put that outside so that bees can actually get to it, but help out the bees, which is like why I like major sources of pollen. I say pollen, I think I mean to say nectar. Why that's like so important, to help out pollinators in general, but especially bees which are endangered. There's also like another endangered pollinator around here called the Atala, which is a type of butterfly. It's a really cool looking one at that. So yeah, those will get pollinated, and then I can actually use the seeds for my next batch, which I definitely want to have more plants than that, and I'm probably going to put in a bigger pot. And then, come on. And then once I actually move, which will be relatively soon, I should have some like considerable yard space, and then I'll have a bunch of vines around there. I think once it's in your yard, the hard part will actually be keeping it in check rather than what do you call it, keeping it alive. But I think if you're actually eating it, that won't really be much of a problem. You just have to stop from spreading too far. And like I said, like the ones I had took like 3 months to grow, and then now they're just starting to get away from all that noise that was nearby. Oh yeah, oh look at that, it's a tortoise. I wasn't gonna go that way, but I want to see that tortoise. Come on, Mika. Let's say. So yeah, you can grow it in your yard, and I think it'll be pretty easy to do that. Pretty easy to control and everything. So what was I about to say? So yeah, I think it's easy, it's beneficial, and
Careful that there's a big one coming this way.
yeah, yeah. So it's easy, it's beneficial, and I highly recommend trying it out. So that's pretty much going to be the end of it here. I know that it's pretty unusual content for my channel, but I do plan to do more stuff like this, like in terms of like gardening and like foraging stuff. So basically it's just a matter of me actually taking the time to record it, rather than just like preparing rather than just like preparing the stuff for myself and just leaving it at that. So if you do like this content, be sure to let me know, and I'll be sure to do more of it. I'm also not sure what sorts of new people this will attract to my channel, because like as you can probably see, I mainly do gaming stuff. So yeah, might be a weird combination. I might split up my channels if it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, I have like two distinct crowds and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna figure that out. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. And I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do next. I have a pretty good idea, but I'm gonna figure that out a bit more. Is that all I had to say? I think that's all I have to say. So yeah, see you. Alright, so I don't follow this forest. There we go. What are you doing? She's always